Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. Today we're taking a look at Gifty City.
Gifty City.
Yeah, and India's ambitions to become like a global financial powerhouse. You know, our listeners are all about getting the full picture like right away. So we're going to kind of break down this whole journey for Gift City and pull out like the coolest stuff from this document, Gift City journey so far.
Right.
Get ready for some huge growth. The numbers are really impressive, and the goals are even bigger.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see how Gift City is actually designed to address this prediction. That was made way back in 2007 by this committee, the Percy Mystery Committee.
Okay.
They basically said Indian firms and households are going to be spending something like $120 billion on international financial services.
Wow.
From overseas places by 2025.
That's a huge amount of money leaving India.
Yeah.
So Gifty City wants to kind of bring those financial services back home.
Exactly. Instead of all that money flowing out.
Right.
They want to create this world-class hub right here in India.
Okay.
You know, think of it as a way to potentially bring in even more money than what India's IT sector earns.
Wow.
And all through financial sector exports.
Okay, so what was stopping those services from happening in India before?
Well, the committee, they highlighted some major roadblocks.
Okay.
Like capital control restrictions, which made it tricky to move money around freely.
Okay.
And then there was like this really complicated regulatory setup with all these agencies overseeing different parts of the financial world.
Yeah.
And then lastly, just doing business in India.
Right.
It just wasn't as easy as it could be.
Yeah, it sounds like they needed to like streamline things and make it more appealing to companies, right?
Right. They needed to simplify things.
Yeah.
And their recommendations were pretty bold, actually.
Yeah.
Get rid of capital controls altogether.
Wow.
And have like one unified financial regulator and make it way easier to do business.
Okay.
And that's really the foundation of Gift City.
So how did they make that happen? How did they actually like get that going?
Well, things really picked off in 2013 with that first commercial building opening its doors. And then in 2015, they launched India's first IFSC.
IFFC.
Yeah, the International Financial Services Center.
Okay.
And they set up all the regulations through the Reserve Bank of India,
Okay.
the Securities and Exchange Board of India, and the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India.
So they brought in like the big names right from the start.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They had to.
Yeah.
And, you know, they kept building on that momentum.
Yeah.
In 2019, they passed the IFSC Authority Act, which paved the way for the International Financial Services Center's authority to take over.
Okay.
So by October 2020, IFSCA was in charge, and they didn't waste any time.
Okay, so what kind of changes did they make once they were in charge?
Oh, they were very proactive.
Okay.
They established over 30 regulations and frameworks
Wow.
for all sorts of financial services by February 2025.
That's a lot.
Yeah, they were serious.
They were serious about making this happen.
Yeah, about making Gift City a truly global financial center.
And it seems like it's the document mentions over 3,723 entities are already operating within the IFSC.
Right.
That's incredible. Plus they have, what, 68 buildings?
You see buildings.
With space for a mind-boggling 27.83 million square feet.
A lot of space. Yeah.
Wow.
They even made it to the Global Financial Centers Index.
Oh, wow.
You know, that ranks financial centers worldwide.
Right.
Gifty City's IFSC is ranked 52nd globally.
That's really good.
Yeah, not bad at all for a relatively new player.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And it's not just the buildings. It's like they created a whole ecosystem designed to attract these global businesses.
Absolutely. They've really thought it through.
Yeah.
A regulatory environment that's in line with global best practices.
Okay.
A favorable tax regime and lower costs compared to a lot of the other financial hubs out there.
And they also really push for ease of doing business.
They did. With their single window IT system.
It's much easier now.
That's got to be really attractive for companies that deal with like a lot of red tape elsewhere.
It is. It is.
And we can't forget about India's already existing strong financial market.
It's a big plus.
There's a huge pool of skilled professionals here.
Right.
And that's a huge draw for companies.
Absolutely.
Add in that strategic city branding and marketing, and you've got a pretty compelling package.
Oh, yeah. They put together a nice package.
Yeah. And they're setting up an international arbitration center.
Yeah, they are.
So businesses have a reliable way to resolve disputes.
Smart move.
Yeah, I think so. It provides that extra layer of security and transparency for global investors.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I'm seeing like the big picture here.
Right.
But let's get into the specifics.
Yeah.
The document highlights this incredible growth across all the different financial sectors.
Right.
So where do we even begin?
Let's start with banking.
Okay, banking. Yeah, one of the core elements of any major financial hub.
All right, so let's hear it.
Okay, so they have 28 banks operating within GIFT IFSC.
28. Wow.
Yeah, they hold $78.3 billion in assets and facilitate over $1,095 billion in transactions.
Those are some mind-blowing numbers.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
And it's even more impressive when you think about like where they started from back in September 2020.
Yeah.
Right before the IFSCA took over.
Mm-hmm.
There were only 14 banks with like $14 billion in assets.
Right.
So that means the number of banks has like doubled.
More than doubled.
And the asset size has increased by like
an
incredible 460%.
It's huge.
Under their watch.
Under the IFSCA, yeah.
That's a massive jump. And what about the total transaction value?
Oh, get ready to be amazed.
Okay.
Back in September 2020, total transactions were just $53 billion.
Okay.
By December 2024, that figure just exploded to $1,042 billion.
Wow.
A growth of 1,966%.
That's not just growth, that's like a financial supernova.
I know, right?
It's clear that the IFSCA's arrival had a massive impact on GIFT City's banking sector.
They did great things.
What else is booming?
Well, capital markets are another area where they've seen incredible growth.
Okay.
They're doing like $85 billion in monthly turnover on IFSC exchanges.
That's massive compared to like the $23 billion they reported back in September 2020.
Yeah, it shows how much more active their capital markets have become.
Yeah.
And also how much more liquid they are.
Right.
Their total debt listing has also skyrocketed to $63.6 billion.
Wow.
Which is a gigantic leap from just $2.1 billion in 2020.
That's over 600% growth.
It is.
And it's not just any debt.
Right.
They're attracting investments in sustainable finance.
Yeah.
With $15.4 billion in ESG debt listed.
Exactly. Really tapping into that investor interest in these socially responsible projects.
Okay, so we've got booming banking, booming capital markets, right? What about fintech?
Oh, they haven't missed a beat there.
Okay, good.
They have 44 authorized fintech and techfin companies.
Okay.
12 entities in their regulatory sandbox.
Okay, wait, remind me what a regulatory sandbox is.
Oh, it's like a safe space for these fintech startups.
Okay.
To test out new and innovative financial products and services.
Right.
All under the watchful eye of the regulator.
Okay.
So they can innovate, but also ensure that, consumers are protected.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
So it seems like they're creating like a hub for financial innovation.
Absolutely.
And it's remarkable that they built this whole fintech ecosystem from scratch.
I know, right?
Just a few years.
It's really amazing.
Before the IFSCA, there was nothing there.
Nothing, no.
So it's really a testament to their commitment.
It is.
To like fostering this dynamic and forward-thinking environment.
Yeah.
And it's not just about these like high-profile sectors.
No.
They're making waves in other areas.
Yeah.
Like aircraft and ship leasing.
Right.
Yeah, they have 33 registered aircraft lessors and 22 ship lessors operating in GIFT IFSC with 196 total aviation assets.
Wow.
And 13 ships leased.
Not really something.
Through the IFSC. That's a very specialized market.
It is.
And it practically didn't exist before the IFSCA stepped in.
Right, right.
So it shows that they're attracting businesses from a diverse range of sectors.
Absolutely.
And don't forget about their bullion exchange.
Oh, yeah, the bullion exchange.
They've traded a lot of gold and silver on their platform.
A lot.
69.4 tons of gold and 1,148 tons of silver.
Big numbers.
Yeah, those are some hefty numbers. And the fund management sector is also flourishing.
Oh, yeah.
With 138 fund management entities and 198 registered funds or schemes operating within GIFT IFSC.
They've done a great job.
It's like they planted a seed and it's growing into a massive financial forest.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
They've clearly created this environment that's attractive to a wide variety of financial players.
Absolutely.
And it seems like they're just getting started.
Just getting started.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
It is.
This whole deep dive is making me want to like hop on a plane to Gujarat and see GIFT City for myself.
I know, right?
But before I book that ticket,
yeah,
let's talk about how GIFT City is like connecting to the global financial system.
Yeah.
They're not just trying to be an island.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
They're actively integrating themselves into the global financial landscape.
Okay.
For example, they're a member and signatory
Okay.
to two major international organizations, IOSCO and IAIs.
IOSCO.
Yeah, the International Organization of Securities Commissions
Okay.
and the International Association of Insurance Supervisors.
Okay, I have to admit I'm not familiar with those.
Okay, well, IOSCO sets international standards
Okay.
for securities regulation,
Okay.
while IAI
Mm-hmm.
does the same for insurance supervision. So being a member of these organizations shows that they're playing by the global rule book
Okay.
and that they're committed to maintaining these high standards.
So it's a good sign for investors.
There is a good sign.
Who are looking for a stable and reliable financial center.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
And they're not just joining organizations.
No.
They're forging partnerships, too.
Oh.
They've signed memoranda of understanding with various global regulators,
Okay.
including the Monetary Authority of Singapore,
All right.
the Commission de Surveillance du Secteur Financier in Luxembourg,
Okay.
and the Dubai Financial Services Authority.
Wow, so they're building bridges with these key players around the world.
Yeah.
That's smart.
It is.
They're also establishing what they call fintech bridges.
Fintech bridges, yeah.
With Singapore and Taiwan.
Right?
So this allows them to collaborate
Yeah.
on developing new financial technologies and share best practices
Right.
in this rapidly evolving sector. That's smart.
It is.
They're positioning themselves as this hub for financial innovation, not just in India, but globally.
Right.
They're really thinking big.
They are thinking big.
And they're looking ahead, too.
Yeah.
They're engaging in discussions for mutual recognition and passporting arrangements with other countries.
Exactly.
So what does that mean?
Well, these agreements would make it easier for companies operating in GIFT IFSC to access and serve clients in other markets. So it just further expands their reach.
Okay.
It's like a fast track for international business.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's incredible how much they've accomplished in such a short time.
It really is.
It's like they've built this financial rocket ship.
Right.
And are preparing for liftoff.
Yeah. The countdown has begun.
But what does all this mean for a potential investor like me? Why should I be excited about GIFT CZD?
Okay, let's unpack the benefits.
Okay.
First, you get the advantages of an offshore jurisdiction.
Okay.
Within onshore India.
Okay.
So you get the tax-efficient environment.
Right.
But with the stability and growth of the Indian economy.
So that sounds like a win-win.
Yeah, it is a win-win.
Yeah.
And when it comes to taxes, certainty is key.
Yeah, for sure.
GIFT, IFSC, offers that.
Okay.
With tax breaks written directly into the income tax laws.
So you know exactly what you're getting into.
Exactly. Gives it peace of mind.
I like the sound of that. Predictability is always a good thing for investors.
Always.
Okay, so what else?
Well, they've also made it much easier to navigate regulations with the unified IFSCA.
Right.
They streamlined the whole process.
Okay.
Adopted globally recognized rules, which is a huge relief
I bet.
for companies that are used to dealing with complicated bureaucracies.
So no more jumping through hoops.
They've tried to minimize that.
Okay, good.
And their single window IT system really simplifies things.
And if things go wrong, they have that international arbitration center, right?
Yeah, exactly.
For dispute resolution.
It's a neutral and efficient way to handle disputes.
Okay.
Which boosts investor confidence.
Yeah, I can see that.
They've really thought of everything.
It seems like it.
And non-resident investors don't need a PAN card or to file returns.
Wow, that cuts down on a ton of paperwork.
It does.
So they've really gone all out to create this welcoming and efficient environment for global investors.
They want those investors to come.
So far, this deep dive has been a whirlwind of impressive achievements.
It has been, yeah.
And it seems like GIFT City is on this rocket ship trajectory.
It does.
But where does it go from here?
That is the question.
Yeah, can they really achieve their goal of becoming a global financial powerhouse?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Their vision is ambitious.
For sure.
But the progress they've made is undeniable.
Yeah.
And in such a short time.
Yeah, really short time.
It's a fascinating story.
It is.
And we've only just begun to explore it.
It's definitely a story worth following, so stay tuned, because in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to explore the wider implications of GIFT City's success. And discuss what challenges might lie ahead.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be back in a bit. It's really amazing how GIFT City has managed to attract all these different businesses, in such a short time.
It is.
We talked about everything from banking to fintech.
Right.
And they're not just like testing the waters.
No.
They're actually seeing real growth across these sectors.
Yeah, it really shows how well their approach has worked.
Yeah.
They've created an environment that appeals to both established players and innovative startups.
Right.
It's this like unique blend of stability and dynamism
Yeah.
that I think really sets Gift City apart from many other financial centers.
It's like they found that sweet spot, between encouraging innovation and providing a secure, regulated environment.
Right.
Which isn't easy to do.
Not easy at all.
It's not an easy balance to strike.
No, it's not. And that's why I think, Gift City's journey holds some valuable lessons for other countries that are trying to become these international financial hubs.
Yeah.
It's not just about offering tax breaks or building, these fancy skyscrapers.
Right.
It's about understanding how the global financial system works.
Yeah.
And then tailoring your approach to attract, the right mix of players.
Right.
And create a really vibrant ecosystem.
So zooming out a bit, what are the bigger implications of Gift City's success?
Right.
How does this affect, India's overall economic trajectory?
That's a great question, and one that has a lot of analysts watching very closely.
I bet.
First and foremost, Gift City has the potential to, really boost India's financial sector exports.
Okay.
You remember that prediction from the Percy Mystery Committee?
Yeah.
About Indian firms and households spending $120 billion on international financial services overseas?
Yeah, that number definitely stuck with me.
Well, Gift City wants to capture a big chunk of that.
Okay.
By providing those same services right here in India.
Makes sense.
If they succeed, it could mean a huge inflow of foreign capital.
Right.
Create a ton of high-paying jobs.
Oh, wow.
And strengthen India's position in the global financial hierarchy.
So it's not just about, a few new office buildings.
Yeah.
This is like a potential shift in global financial flows.
Exactly. And this could have a ripple effect on other parts of the Indian economy as well.
How so?
Well, as Gift City attracts more businesses and investments, it could fuel innovation in areas like technology, infrastructure, professional services. It could also create new opportunities for Indian businesses to expand globally and tap into those new markets.
So it's like a positive feedback loop.
Exactly.
Where success in one area just leads to more growth in others.
Yeah, it's a snowball effect.
But, let's be realistic.
Okay.
There are always challenges with something like this, right?
Of course, no endeavor of this magnitude is without its hurdles.
Yeah.
One of the biggest challenges facing Gift City, I think, is attracting top-tier global talent.
Okay, so getting the best of the best.
To really compete with the big players.
Right, like Singapore, London, New York.
Exactly. They need to draw in the best and brightest minds in finance, technology, all those related fields.
And that means not just offering competitive salaries,
right,
but also creating a lifestyle that appeals to those global professionals.
Yeah, things like world-class schools and healthcare.
Yeah.
Great entertainment options.
Yeah.
A vibrant cultural scene.
It's about creating that whole ecosystem.
Exactly.
Where people want to not just work there, but live there too.
Yeah. Raise their families there, become part of the community.
Another challenge, I think, is staying ahead of the curve when it comes to technology and innovation.
Absolutely.
The financial world is changing so fast.
Moving at lightning speed.
Yeah, with things like blockchain, AI, machine learning. It's a whole new ballgame.
It is. It is.
So Gift City needs to embrace these changes.
Absolutely.
And create a regulatory environment that allows for innovation, but also manages those risks that come with it.
Exactly. They need to attract fintech companies, support research and development, and create that talent pipeline that can adapt to this constantly changing digital world.
And do all of this while maintaining high standards of security and transparency.
Yes, it's a tall order.
It's a lot to juggle.
It is, but from what we've seen so far, Gift City seems up to the challenge.
I think so too.
They've made such remarkable progress in such a short time.
For sure.
And their commitment to creating this global financial hub is evident in everything they do.
I agree. It's clear that Gift City's story is still being written.
It is.
But the early chapters are pretty captivating, and I'm really eager to see how it all unfolds.
We do.
Yeah.
It's not often you get to see the birth of a potential financial powerhouse.
Yeah. That's true.
It's a very exciting time for India.
Yeah.
And for the global financial landscape as a whole.
As we're talking about all of this, it just hits me how interconnected the world has become.
It really is.
Like, what happens in this city in Western India can affect financial markets and businesses around the globe.
That's the reality of this globalized economy.
Yeah.
And Gift City is a perfect example of how a country can leverage its strengths.
Yeah.
Embrace innovation and really position itself strategically to become a major player on the world stage.
What do you think will be like the biggest factor in determining whether Gift City reaches its goals?
That is a tough one.
Yeah.
There are so many different factors at play.
Right.
But if I had to pick just one, I'd say it's their ability to adapt and evolve.
Okay.
The financial world is in constant flux.
Yeah, always changing.
So Gift City needs to be agile enough to keep pace with those changes.
Yeah.
Anticipate what's coming next and adjust their strategy as needed.
So it's like they need to be playing 4D chess.
That's a good way to put it.
Thinking several moves ahead.
Right.
And anticipating how their decisions are going to impact the global landscape.
Absolutely. It's not just about reacting to what's happening now.
Right.
It's about shaping the future of finance.
I like that.
And that requires real foresight, strategic thinking, and a willingness to embrace change.
It's exciting to see this all playing out in real time.
It is.
The city that was just a concept a few years ago is now becoming like a real force in the global financial arena.
It's amazing to witness.
It really is. And it reminds us that geographical boundaries aren't as important as they used to be.
Yeah, they're becoming increasingly irrelevant.
Yeah, innovation and ambition can come from anywhere.
Absolutely.
And Gift City is proof of what can happen when you have a bold vision and you back it up with action.
Exactly.
So what's the next chapter in this story? What should we be watching for?
One of the most important developments to watch is the opening of the International Arbitration Center.
Okay.
That'll be a huge step in making Gift City a reliable and transparent hub.
Right, because a strong way to resolve disputes is really important.
Yeah, it's essential for attracting those global investors who want to know their investments are protected.
Okay, what else?
Another key area to watch is the growth of fintech.
Great.
Within Gift IFSC, India has become like a global fintech hub, and Gift City is perfectly positioned to capitalize on that.
Yeah, I've read that they're getting a lot of interest.
Yeah, they are.
From fintech startups and investors.
A lot of interest.
So I'm curious to see how they nurture this sector and create the right regulatory environment.
It's important.
To allow for that innovation, but also manage those risks.
Right, it's a delicate balance.
But it's crucial for Gift City's long-term success.
Absolutely.
It's almost like they're building a financial laboratory.
That's a great way to put it.
Where they can experiment with new ideas. And test things out in a controlled environment.
Exactly.
Before rolling it out to the rest of the world.
Yeah, and that kind of experimentation is vital.
Yeah.
For progress and innovation.
Absolutely.
Another key thing to watch is attracting global talent.
Right. You can't have a world-class financial hub without the people.
Right. You need those skilled professionals who bring their expertise and networks.
Right. And all their ideas.
Exactly.
And that means creating an environment that's not just good for business, but it's good for living and working and thriving.
Exactly.
It's about creating a city that people want to be a part of.
Yeah, it's about quality of life. Cultural attractions, good schools for their kids.
Right, and a sense of community.
It takes time to build that kind of reputation.
Yeah, for sure.
But if Gift City can do it, they'll have a huge advantage in attracting the best people.
And keeping them there.
And that talent will drive innovation.
Right.
Attract investment and fuel the continued growth of the IFSC.
It's a virtuous cycle.
It is a virtuous cycle.
This deep dive has been incredibly insightful.
It has.
We've uncovered Gift City's ambitious vision. Their strategic execution, and the incredible progress they've made.
They've done a lot in a short time.
Yeah, it's truly remarkable.
It is.
They've laid the groundwork for something really special.
Yeah, they have.
But of course, with any ambitious project like this, there are always potential downsides or unintended consequences.
Right. We have to consider those as well.
So in the final part of our deep dive, we're going to explore some of these challenges and discuss what the future might hold for Gift City. It's really inspiring to see Gift City kind of like challenging the status quo. and reimagining what a global financial hub can be.
I agree.
They're not just trying to copy what other financial centers have done.
Right.
They're really like charting their own course, and they're leveraging India's strengths and embracing new technologies to create something new.
It's exciting.
It is exciting, and that's what makes it so interesting to follow their story.
Absolutely.
It's not just about, moving money around. It's about like shaping the future of finance.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
And, they're setting an example for other emerging economies,
Right.
showing them that it's possible to compete on a global scale, by encouraging innovation and using technology.
Oh, that's all good.
And building this strong ecosystem that attracts both talent and investment.
That's the key.
It's like they're rewriting the rules.
Yeah, they are.
But with any like big ambitious project like this,
Yeah.
there are always potential downsides, right?
Of course.
Or like unintended consequences.
Right.
So what are some things we should keep in mind as Gift City grows?
Well, one potential concern is the issue of inequality.
Okay, inequality.
As Gift City attracts more wealth and investment,
Right.
it's really important to make sure that everyone benefits.
Right, not just a select few.
Exactly. We don't want to see Gift City become this isolated island of prosperity,
Right.
That's disconnected from the surrounding communities.
Exactly.
So it's crucial to create opportunities for local businesses to be part of Gift City's growth.
Okay.
Invest in education and training programs.
Right.
To help local residents get those high-paying jobs.
Right, equip them with the skills that they need to compete.
And make sure that infrastructure development benefits the entire WEGIS, not just the IFSC.
So it's about creating this model of inclusive growth.
Yes, exactly.
Where everyone has the chance to benefit.
That's right.
Okay, so what else?
Another concern is the environmental impact. Okay, as Gift City expands, it has to prioritize sustainable development.
Right.
They're building a city from scratch.
Yeah, it's a blank slate.
So they have a real chance to get this right.
From the beginning?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They can use green building technologies.
Okay.
Invest in renewable energy. Create efficient transportation.
Right.
Design the city in a way that's environmentally friendly.
So it's like showing that you can have economic growth.
Yeah.
And be sustainable at the same time.
Exactly. They can go hand in hand.
Okay. And anything else?
Well, one more thing to consider is the potential for regulatory arbitrage.
Okay. What's that?
Well, as Gift City offers this more flexible regulatory environment, it's important to make sure that it doesn't lead to a race to the bottom.
Okay.
In terms of financial regulations.
So they have to strike that balance between attracting business, but also maintaining high standards of financial integrity and stability.
Exactly. It's about creating a fair playing field that encourages good innovation, but also protects against those systemic risks.
It's like walking a tightrope.
It is.
It's a tough balancing act.
It is, but it's vital for Gift City's long-term success and credibility.
Transparency is key.
Oh, absolutely.
The IFSCA has to be open about its approach.
Yeah, engage with stakeholders.
Yeah.
And be proactive in addressing any concerns.
Transparency builds trust.
It does.
And trust is so important for attracting investment and making sure everything is sustainable in the long run.
For sure.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Gift City, it's clear that we've just scratched the surface.
Yeah, there's so much more to explore.
This is a story that's still being written.
Absolutely.
And it really could change the global financial landscape.
It has that potential.
It's a story of ambition and innovation.
Right.
And the power of a bold vision.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
It's a story we'll definitely be revisiting.
Okay.
As Gift City continues to grow and make its mark on the world.
It's going to be interesting to watch.
Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.